What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, before we go ahead and hop into the topic of today's video, I do want to mention that Modern Warfare 2 Season 2 Reloaded will be dropping today. Now, let's be real here. I don't know how long I'm going to want to go ahead and dive deep into this update. You know, one new map, a marksman rifle, and a bunch of classic, game modes that we've played a trillion times in previous Call of Duty titles. I give myself an hour. But of course, if you guys want to go ahead and still tune in, we'll still stream longer than just an hour. If I hop off the game, usually we go to something else like Halo or an OG Call of Duty game or, Battlefield or something of that sort, or even a milsim. I've been trying everything out nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a blast over on the stream. We actually just got done playing the Resident Evil 4 beta, or not beta, I'm sorry, the demo, and we're probably going to go ahead and purchase up the game as well. I've never really been too much into Resident Evil, I know. Slap me down, I'm bad for never playing Resident Evil, but man, I guess now is the best time to do so because they're remastering, which I hear is one of the best Resident Evil games to play. So I think I might have to go ahead and dabble in that on stream a little bit more often. But of course, like I said, we do open lobbies all the time. You guys can squad up whenever you feel like it. And also, I take a ton of pride with chatting with all of you guys in my streams. So of course, if you want a guaranteed way to chat it up with me, hold discussions, or even to see the more personal side of me as well, because you have to understand in YouTube videos, this goes across the board for a lot of content creators, we're kind of perfectionists. We want our videos to be in the best format, the best way possible. We edit them up. We make sure the commentary is perfect. We make sure the gameplay is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Streams are kind of like a unfiltered, uncensored version of what content creators really are. You get to see more of a personal level of us and see who we really are behind, YouTube videos. So, of course, if you guys want to be a part of that process, like I said, the link to my Twitch channel is down in the description of this video. We stream every single day besides Sundays. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know for a fact that today's video is probably going to be taken like 50-50 by the community. Some people are going to support it. I feel like more people will definitely hate it, and it'll probably get a bunch of dislikes, so on and so forth. I don't mind. Of course, you guys know me. Whatever I post on this channel is how I personally feel. Nobody's going to pay for my, personal thoughts. Nobody's going to persuade me in any way, shape, or form. Nobody's going to, roast me into hell to make me actually, break down and actually, change my mind. It doesn't work that way. If I like something, I'll tell you guys I like it. If I hate it, I'll tell you guys I hate it. But realistically, I really do think that a lot more people should try out Battlefield 2042. Now, recently, there has been a quality of life update that DICE pushed out, which I will discuss a little bit later. Not in detail, of course, not in detail, but I will be touching on a few things that I think will add to the topic that I want to discuss today. Like I said, trying out Battlefield 2042 again. And at the same time, DICE has been making it so easily available to give it a go right now. I understand. I really do understand, especially if you're a day one person who tried out Battlefield 2042. All you have is a bad taste in your mouth. And I understand the process of how games go. Your first impressions, not even just game. I'm sorry. This goes for everything in this world. First impressions are extraordinarily crucial. Extraordinarily crucial. And if you cannot nail your first impression, then more than likely, you probably lost yourself a customer. And that's what happened when it came to Battlefield 2042. It doesn't matter how good the game is right now. Nobody even has this game on their mind anymore. But I'll be honest, there is no possible better time to go ahead and give this game a shot. PlayStation Plus owners get the game for free. If you own Game Pass, you get the game for free. And of course, just recently, if you have a PC and you own or you have downloaded Steam, you can play the game for free right now. You don't have to pay for any premium services or anything of that sort. No, you just literally have to own Steam, which is free. And you can download Battlefield 2042. They have free access and it ends, I believe, on Thursday. Now, I don't know the exact time it ends on Thursday, but there's no possible better window of opportunity to give this game a try without having to actually cough up real money. And if you enjoy it, the best part about it is that on Steam, it's 70% off right now. So if you don't own Game Pass, which, you can on PC actually, you can still get the game off of that, and you don't own a PlayStation, you own a PC and you have Steam, then by all means, 70% off is ridiculous for a game like this, and I truthfully don't think anybody can argue that, especially where this game is current date. If this game was still like it was day one, then yeah, not even a chance. I wouldn't even offer it for $0, but it's like $17, $18 for where this game is current date. There's no possible way I could tell someone out there not to scoop it up for that price. Now, of course, I know everybody's going to be out there saying, oh, JB, you're shilling out, man. You're absolutely shilling, but realistically, this is the most fun I've had while gaming, and I want to share it with you guys. I love this channel and you guys to absolute death, and I understand what you all are going through. You guys are going through the same exact thing as me. We can't find a freaking FPS game that we want to sink our teeth into. But seriously, this has taken all of my time, and I am truthfully shocked. And there's been a handful of people out there who will, like I said, give it a go. Give it a go. Because I really wanted to see people who absolutely despise this game day one. I told them, yo, please give it another shot. Let me know. There's not one person who truthfully has said that this game is still garbage. Some of them don't like it still because it's not the Battlefield that they know and love, which I completely understand because this game will never get to that point. It will truthfully never get to that point. And I understand that. But even those people who say that still think the game is playable now. It functions. You can hop on and you can actually enjoy it if you like what DICE has to offer within Battlefield 2042. And the rest of the crowd said that they love the game now. It plays good. The only Battlefield moments are there. Of course, like I said, when you hop back into this game, you have to go in with the mindset that it's not going to be as good as any of your classic Battlefield titles. But it will be something that can hold you over until the next one now. It wasn't before, but right now, this will easily hold me over until the next game comes out, especially if they keep pumping out new seasons and they don't end after like season 5 or season. I can't imagine they end anytime soon. I can't imagine because the game is finally turning around. Well, we said that with Battlefield 5 and we all saw where that led. The game got completely cut, but I don't want to jinx it. Let's just hope that more seasons drop and more seasons come. But realistically, this game has been pushing in the right direction for such a long time now. And the number one thing that I appreciate the most is just the communication from the developers themselves. It is extraordinarily difficult to get any feedback or any communication from AAA developers across the board. Yeah, maybe they'll, give out like a big note or something like that if something goes wrong, like Cyberpunk, for example, they'll write a letter and say we're working on it, and then they go behind the scenes and they hustle. But I've never actually seen a AAA dev team from point A of, where the game started off with failure all the way over now to the next point where the game is now. And every step of the way, they talked to us. They listened. They took our feedback. They took exactly what we wanted and what we said and put it into the game. There was no working around it. There was no beating around the bush. They told us, they communicated with us, and they vocally accepted what they did wrong while improving on what we said would potentially make the game go right. And guess what's happening now when they do implement those things? The game is going right. The communication is getting the respect from their community again. That's all it takes. This is something that you see out of indie dev teams because indie dev teams require communication to be successful. They're not the same as AAA teams. These AAA teams, they all get a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the top dogs, management, might get a pay cut if something goes horribly wrong or they get, less sales or something. But the rest of the devs, they're working, they either get completely cut from their job or, they just keep working. They have their set pay and they're doing their thing. They don't have to worry about if the game is garbage. They don't have to worry about, focusing on making sure we are happy. All they have to worry about is listening to management, listening to the top dogs at EA or, at Activision and following orders. That's it. It's not like an indie team where if something goes wrong and they don't listen to their community, they'll just up and leave and now they're out all their money. They don't get a permanent paycheck at indie teams. They work off of the people who are playing the game. That's it. And if those people aren't happy, then they don't get a check. We're getting that communication out of a AAA team finally. Seriously, let that sink in. That's pretty impressive. And I think that's why I've been able to seriously open up a bit more when it comes to this title and be more accepting. Because that type of communication is so rare and so far in between that to see it in a game that a franchise that I personally love is just so phenomenal. And these are the same people. Well, not the same people, but I guess the same team, even though a lot of them have left and there's a lot of new people who are working at DICE now. But they're, same concept. Same ones who said, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Back in Battlefield 5, screw the community. If you don't care about it, if you don't like what our vision is, then you can go, F off. That's not it anymore. Their mentality has changed. And that right there is a game changer for the future of this game. And that single-handedly alone will definitely bring more people back into this title. I mean, for the love of God, this team literally puts out constant podcast updates. Now, they've been on a little bit of a break, but my God, I don't care how long. Take a break, DICE. Please take a break because at least you give us something. My God, if I could get a constant podcast update from the COD devs, it would be a game changer. But why would they do that? Because then they would have to actually, talk about stuff that they ignore. That's how they do it. That's how a lot of AAA devs do things. They ignore it. And if they talk about it, then they're showing that they acknowledge it. And if they acknowledge it, then the community will get more pissed. They choose to ignore people. DICE is so open right now that I freaking love it. Even things that, you might not even know about, like Pike, for example, getting a potential change in the future. That's not something that's been, actually written down. That's something that, maybe not a lot of people even know about. But yes, they've discussed it. They talked about it in podcasts that she's going to be rearranged in some type of way. It's something that they're looking at because they understand that she is, a little bit outfitting for the recon class, but they're going to find a way to make her suit in nicely or adjust her in some type of way. I don't know what's happening, but little things like that, they are listening to things that we have been complaining about and we have been wanting to see changed, and they are acknowledging it all across the board. It's just so freaking impressive. It really, you can call me a shill as much as you want, but man, from a dude has been absolutely butchered, even butchered in this game right here. I didn't even acknowledge this game for months on end. Multiple different seasons, I completely cut it out of my agenda. I didn't even bother grinding certain battle passes. Literally, I didn't do anything with this game. Just go back on my channel and watch my content. I just sat back and watched. I watched and I observed because I didn't want to get finessed. I didn't want to cave in right off the bat. I didn't want them to do, 1 month they're all nice, like Call of Duty devs, they pull a week or two and they're like, oh yeah, oh, we're so nice to the community. Here's all your bullcrap. Here's your one new map. That's what I was looking for because that's what I'm worried about because that's what AAA devs do, and then they go back to fake mode where they ignore the community, they ice everybody out and they do their own thing. It's the same crap. So I had to make sure. And month after month after month after month after month, you get the point. All of this time, they have never caved. They have kept the same positive attitude, the same positive outlook. They have grinded through all the crap, all the hate. Even I'm no different. I hated the crap out of this game. There's so many negative Battlefield 2042 videos on this channel. And I know it probably hurts, but it had to be said. It had to be said. The game was horrible at launch. It was disgusting. And for a lot of individuals, that's demotivating. People can't take harsh criticism like that. Harsh criticism is a little bit different than constructive criticism because constructive criticism, you're being nice about it, and you want better for the game. Harsh criticism, it's not hate. It's not like we hate the game. Harsh criticism is just we're pissed. We want better for the game. We love the franchise, but we are pissed. There is no niceness in our soul, in our voices. We're just pissed. And that criticism is hard to take because, it's just natural. It's just natural for us humans when you're in that situation. It's your fight or flight instinct, You're going to get defensive. I see people all the time. Developers, people out when I go to the store. People all over the internet. Twitter, YouTube, content creators, people in comment sections. People get heated and defensive when they interpret something that's being said to them as something that is heated, And to see how they handled that was impressive. It was impressive. And like I said, I sat back and I watched it all month after month after month of them getting absolutely dunked on. Literally dunked on. The game was literally going extinct. It was barely anybody playing it. It got dunked on. And they never lost hope. At that point, usually people are like packing up. They're in shambles. They never lost hope. Crazy. It's crazy to me, but the point I'm trying to make here, sorry, I'm rambling off on everything. The point I'm trying to make here is that the game is just, it's in such a better spot now. And it's definitely at least worth a shot. Especially since it's free. And even at the cheapest of cheap prices, that's still, that's nothing for some entertainment. You're paying for entertainment here, right? You're paying for hours of your time to be taken up by something that can take your mind off of real life. 10, 15 freaking bucks for what they have to offer here? Yeah, this will definitely take your mind off of what's going on. You will definitely be able to kick back a little bit and relax. It's playable now. It is. It's definitely not that. I hear a lot of complaints still about the mouse input. Bugs, glitches. It's not completely polished. Me personally, I still have some frame issues from time to time, especially while recording and streaming and stuff like that. It is what it is. It's bad, but it wasn't to the point where I gave up. I literally gave up with how broken it was. I don't think people understand. The lack of content hurt. A lot of the stuff hurt. The horrible communication hurt. But what really, broke me down was just I couldn't play the game. The performance was so I just gotta say, it was so shit. Like, it really was. It was so bad. I couldn't load. I just refused to play it. I was that concerned for my computer, my PC, that I gave up grinding content, grinding videos, doing anything revolving around Battlefield because it was going to dunk on me. It was just horrifying, ladies and gentlemen. But the game plays now. It plays. And that's all that matters to me. It plays. My bullets will connect. You know, I can move around. The frames aren't dropping 24/7 like they used to. You know, they might drop a little, but not 24/7 all the time. You know, things function. It's a miracle. You know, it's a miracle, but they function. It's just, it's a really good time. It's casual. It's a vibe. You're not going to be getting the same matchmaking that you get in Call of Duty, you know? You're going to get a perfect mix. It's the ultimate game, the FPS game, if you want to get off of work, you know, come back from school, and you just want a little time for yourself and you just want to vibe out. Even if you want to play with some friends, it's even better when you go ahead and play with friends. You can absolutely capitalize on the whole overall experience if you play with a bunch of your buddies. It gets even better. And for me right now, in this very moment, I think that is the main driving factor for me. Because again, I acknowledge the problems that this game still has, and I acknowledge it's not the best Battlefield game ever made. But from the games that I have, especially, you know, Call of Duty, it is so ridiculously sweaty over there that playing this game is a night and day difference. I can actually untense myself and just vibe and play. And when I want to sweat, I can sweat. You know, I can go for high kill games if I want to. You know, if I really want to try, I'll try, but I'm not forced to. On the days that I do want to kick back, on the days that I do want to relax, nobody is forcing me not to do that. There's no hidden algorithm that is just absolutely destroying me at all costs. You know? You go into Breakthrough, there's two objectives. You get sauced up on one side, you go to the other side and give that side a shot, you know? And if that doesn't work out, then try squatting up with your team a little bit better, positioning yourself a little bit better, change your role, hop in a vehicle. The options are endless. You can always find a way to get around, you know, an extremely sweaty situation because there's so many freaking people in the lobby. Conquest, you know? If you're getting sauced up on one flag, go to a different flag. Go to the complete opposite side of the map. You know, you don't have to be where all the action's at. You could be just as viable flanking around and trying to back cap flags on the enemy team than just going to the front line and getting, you know, if you are getting destroyed in, you know, the actual hot zone, then, you know, he'll be more useful doing the other thing. Try different stuff out. There's a way to play casually at all times, and I think that is the biggest driving factor right now for this game, and for a lot of people coming back to it as well, because when it comes to FPS, you know, there are good games out there right now, but a lot of them are not FPS. You know, FPS games have been struggling for a decent amount of time now, unless it's a Battle Royale, of course. Battle Royales are like the only games that get support because it's the most popular genre out there, and that's what all these publishers put all of their focus into. But when it comes to just core, you know, good FPS games, you either go to an indie designed game or, you know, we have this now. And again, it might not be the best thing in the world, but I think it's definitely worth the shot, especially for the price tag it is right now, and especially while you can get to try it out while it's free to play. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it there. Like I said, I'm going to get roasted for this video. I'm probably going to get hated on like no tomorrow. It is what it is. I don't care. I think that you guys definitely should give it a go. I really do. I really do. I play it a ton now. And I want to be telling you this if I don't play it at all. Because, you know, or not just if I don't play it at all, but when I do play it, I hate my life, you know? Because that's how I was. I hated this game. It made me so angry, and I told you guys that. Every single time I uploaded a Battlefield video, you knew how I felt about the game, you knew my opinion, and you knew that I was recommending not to get the game. These past seasons have been phenomenal. The communication has been next level. The updates have been great. They've been fantastic. And even though there is plenty of more work to do, if you're looking for something casual to play right now, this is it. Because I can see, you know, months down the road, a year down the road, it's only going to get more polished because that's their main focus right now. They're telling us. We're watching it. We're listening to it. You know, if you want to be a part of an active community, then go ahead. Join this one right now because it's pretty popping. And again, you don't have to only focus it. I don't. You know, I bounce around everywhere. I love all different FPS games. You don't have to main one FPS game, you know? You can enjoy them all across the board. But I think it's definitely fun to partake in this one as well because it's crazy. It's crazy when when you play COD and you play, you know, Halo and you're all over the place. Even games like, you know, Tarkov or other indie games. Shoot, man. The Surgery Sandstorm. When you come back and you actually hop into Battlefield, it's wild. It really is wild, and I hope that more development teams start to pick this up, because I think this is the key. It really is the key, and if more teams actually incorporate communication more into their games than just, egoing everybody out, they will be able to just push like no tomorrow, honestly. Seriously, it can only go uphill from there. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. But almost I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, for brand new, enjoy the content, don't subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with this too, we do so have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.